Whilst playing several shooters over the last few months, I realized that I enjoy what I like to call mercantile or economy games. There's something strangely therapeutic about sitting down on a Saturday or Sunday morning with a cup of coffee and trying to make a profit. My first exposure to this kind of game was called Dope Wars. It was originally an MS-DOS game made in 1984, but I got a hold of it around Windows 95. The premise of the game, like so many other economic games that followed it, is that you get a set of money to start with and buy drugs at one airport or city and then take them to the next in an attempt to sell them at a higher price. All the while, Officer Hardass was trying to stop you, take your drugs, or even kill you outright. Fast forward a great many moons later, and I was looking for something just like Dope Wars one October night in 2008, and I ran across Space Trader Merchant Marine. Space Trader is just what it sounds like. It's about trading in space, with the basic premise of buy goods while they're at a low price and then sell them when they're high, thus making a tidy space profit. Space Trader Merchant Marine was released on Steam on October 23, 2008. It was developed by the now defunct Hermitworks Entertainment and was published by Meridian 4. I bought this game on the 31st of that same month, and it was actually the first game I'd ever bought off the Steam store. The reviews for the game were mixed, with just under half of the 548 reviews being positive on Steam. The game begins with a simple enough list of options. Run through the obligatory Buy Video Game Law tutorial, find some friends that bought this game and play with them, challenge yourself with getting some ridiculous amount of money in an infinitesimal amount of time, or just start the main storyline. Believe me, I use the phrase storyline loosely here, but I'll give you a rundown of that much later. Let's talk about some game mechanics. As I mentioned before, Space Trader revolves around, space trading. A wide variety of goods can be bought and sold at each location. These goods consist of two primary types, legal market goods and black market goods. Each location has both black market and legal market traders. Legal market traders, marked by the green $sign, won't deal in black market goods, so if you want to buy and sell those, you'll have to find somebody a bit more seedy. The black market vendors have no interest in legal market goods, so don't bother trying to sell your staple foods or manufactured goods to the bananabis dealer in the alley. Not that you would want to meet any of these people in a back alley anyway, mostly because they either sound like they're about to kill you,
show me your money,
or they look like they're going to stroke out on you. Ridiculous and unbelievable merchant characters aside, Space Trader offers a total of about 24 goods to trade with, 12 legal market goods and 12 black market goods. Most of these are actually pretty fun and interesting, especially the black market goods. Each one has a small descriptor for what it's used for, like ZX dust being used by assassins and pest control companies, and QN components used to make explosives and the like. Of course, why bother with all that when you can just fall back on the old black market go-to of weapons and organs? Hell, even your cargo holds have value. Yes, that's right. Buy extra cargo space, and they're a commodity just like everything else. Get into a pinch, and you can actually sell your cargo hold if need be. Anyway, the trading system is very approachable and easy to use. Each item you buy or sell has its current value displayed, whether the price of that good has gone up or down, what the change in the market value of that good has been since the last time you traveled. Take note that these prices change every time you travel from one location to the next. How much it will cost to either buy or sell that good, and how much you would profit or would not profit if you sold that good currently. Out of all this information, perhaps the most helpful is the graph on the right side of the screen. That's not a bullshit graphic, and it damn sure ain't no flavor text. This is where your eyes need to be. It shows the trend of the market value of the good. If it has gone up a lot recently, now's not the time to buy. Better to buy goods that are in the dumps and then wait for them to climb back up. All vendors will go by the market value at the time of your trip, which means if the price of cotton is $119 per unit, then that's how much you'll get for it regardless of which market vendor you sell to. Some may say this is unrealistic and oversimplified, but I actually prefer it this way, at least for this game. One of the drawbacks to an economy game is that it becomes tedious pretty easily, and this is a trap that Space Trader falls into big time, even without the added hassle of running around from trader to trader trying to find the best deal for your goods over and over and over again. But you'll see that manifest itself as we continue. Since we're on the topic of market value, Space Trader has its own version of events that can happen that will actually change the pricing of goods. This is a common game mechanic used in economy games and really is necessary to shake things up and give you a chance to actually plan your fiscal strategy instead of just buying low and awaiting the inevitable monetary tide to roll back in. However, I have to admit that I really like the way Space Trader does it. When you go to travel to a new location, sometimes there's a special icon in the information given for that particular locale. This tells you what goods are affected and why, such as a famine that drives up the price of staple foods, or a water contamination that will have people paying out the nose for a bottle of Aquafina. What I like most about this mechanic is that it gives a time frame for when this situation will end. Thus, if it takes 24 hours to get to that locale, but the government won't have the water cleaned up until 30 hours from now, you know you can buy up as much purified water as you can and make more money than the new Star Wars movie. Again, some might say this is too easy, but I've played games where the events were completely random, and it's really frustrating when you would just barely miss an opportunity, not because you made a bad financial decision, but because the dice roll wasn't in your favor. You feel cheated. It doesn't leave you with a feeling of being a shrewd businessman or businesswoman when you win either, you just got lucky. Another convenient feature is the summary screen that you get each time you travel to a different location. This basically tells you what you gained money on or what you lost money on and how much. Not much to say about this one other than the fact that it cuts down on you having to do the math for yourself, whether you've been fleeced or fleeced someone else on any particular good, as well as overall. Speaking of locations, let's talk about those next. Each locale has a different set of vendors, which you can visit to by walking around the lovely 3D location map. Or you could just pull up your inventory and magically teleport to each trader instantly. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I thought the same thing at first myself. Why would I bother to putz around this goofy-looking 3D map if I can just warp to where the trading locations are? Well, there's actually a number of reasons for this. One, first off is simple immersion. It can be kind of fun to explore each map, as each map has its own different details, which I like to call flavor text. Now, I understand that this isn't really text, it's imagery, it's pictures and stuff like that, but you get the gist of it. It's there for fun details, there for flavor. And this being a trading game, all of the detail is business-oriented, from graphs and charts that don't actually mean anything, to advertisements for other trading companies, and even beer hall. Sure, they're not the most impressive assets in the world, but they theme the world to what you're doing and make themes feel more authentic and immersive. The second reason is that you don't start with all of the possible trading contacts on your list. As you roam around each locale, you discover additional people to trade with. This is actually really important, as each trader will only usually have about 4 or 5 goods to trade with, and in order to buy goods they don't offer, you have to go find someone else. I didn't really think this came into play much, but during the campaign you actually have to choose one of 3 trading factions, which means the other trading factions won't trade with you. Granted, that's only 2 traders on 2 different locales that you won't be able to buy from. But I missed the opportunity to capitalize on a contaminated water situation because the only person that sold water at my current location was the opposing trade faction, and they refused to sell to me because I was working against one of their opponent conglomerates. So, having all the context on a map can actually be pretty important, unless you're okay with getting screwed out of cash money. The third reason you want to wander around the map is stuff. Apparently, trading in this game's universe is so lively and hectic that people drop cargo all over the place, and I mean everywhere, under the stairs, in the bushes, on top of your ship for God's sakes, hovering ominously over a dance floor. These people send more stuff flying all over the place than the people of Walmart on a Black Friday doorbuster sale. Bad jokes aside, this is both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, it's basically free money laying around. This is particularly helpful when you're low on cash and you need some investment-free Benjamins. On the other hand, this is where the cycle of tedium begins for this game. It is at this point that you realize that all of your business trips begin to take a very similar structure. Sell investments to clear up space. Collect scattered goods that most certainly don't belong to you. Sell said pilfered goods. Make more investments. Travel. Clear space. Finders keepers. Turn shit into cash money. Drop mad capital. Skip town. repeat. There's more to the game than this, and we're going to get into that, but this cycle is completely inescapable if you want that cash dough. The fourth and final reason you want to float around the maps are missions. Yes, Space Trader does in fact have something I would loosely refer to as missions. These are usually stupidly simple and typically amount to nothing more than talk to this person, then walk over to this other person and talk to them, shkablamo, you're done. Deliver this package to someone for me. Pay off this person for me. Give me X number of Y goods. And of course, you could be asked
To kill someone.
In fact, it's a great idea to talk to the bartender in each locale if you want to hunt for bounties. And this is the second half of the game. First-person shooting segments. Through either bounties or missions given to you, you're going to be doing a lot of first-person shooting segments. I'm going to give it to you like it is. They're awful. I mean, they're bad. Really bad. You move at the speed of escargot. The NPCs are dumb as a box of friggin' rocks. They jostle back and forth, making aiming at them nearly impossible. Your aiming is floating as hell. There are a total of 4 weapons: a shotgun, a pistol, a machine pistol, and an assault rifle, and only the machine pistol and the assault rifle are really worth pointing at something you want to kill, as opposed to, just annoy them for a few seconds. And once the bounty gets there, that's right, you need to wait for them to arrive, like you're throwing them a goddamn tea party. But once they get there, you essentially have to kill them in one go, even though you have 3 lives, because once you tear down their shields and some of their life, they start to run away. So, if too much time passes before you apprehend them, they get away. And a lot of times, the time you are waiting to respawn is spent them running away. Oh wait, no, that's right, you capture them, right? See? Captured. There is, however, a silver lining to this crap bowl floater that you just can't seem to flush: cargo. There is cargo scattered all over the combat maps, which, by the way, are hilariously overused. Apparently, every bounty you go on has the organizational skills of a hoarder with a split personality disorder. As ridiculous as that sounds, it's super helpful. Sometimes the bounty you go after isn't hardly worth playing such a craptastical FPS, but the cargo certainly is. Again, this is free dinero, so you might as well grabs it up, folks. In addition to having a bounty on their head, every quarry you advance upon is at least half pinata, because whenever you capture your target, they will explode in a dazzling array of free candy! Anyway, the combat is, again, both a bless and a blight upon this game. It gives both an alternative source of dosh that's a bit more dynamic than trading, and at the same time stalts the economy portion of the game with repetitive, shallow action segments. It's like work. I go on missions to help fund my monetary machinations. There's really only that use for them, and it probably would be better if you could stir up some silver in another way. Let's talk story. Here it is in a nutshell. It takes place in 5 chapters. In Chapter 1, you start the Earth with nothing. Broke as a bad joke. No monies, no ship, no inventory, no diggity, no doubt. You know what you do start with, though? Empty pockets to put things in. You wander around till you find this chode with fake legs who tells you to walk your normal leg-having ass around and pick up hydraulic fluid that Amsol apparently dropped all over the damn place. This is actually not a bad way to introduce you to the fact that you can walk around and pick stuff up. Well done, programmers. Well, Fake Legs here puts you in touch with Sally Barris, who offers to give you a ship if you kill an old associate of hers. Once you down the sack of crap, she gives you a ship and tells you that you owe her 1.5 mil. End Chapter 1. Chapter 2 basically begins with you making the 1.5 mil that you owe Sally by trading between Earth and the Moon. After busting your balls for about an hour, trading and doing some side missions, you grind up the monies to pay her back. Of course, when you do, she tells you that you're going to keep making payments to her because if you don't, she's going to blow up your ship with the boom boom device that her men installed on it. And then she tells you that you'll be trading between Earth, Mars, and Venus, and that now she wants you to make 20 million monies. And Chapter 2. Chapter 3 starts with you trying to find a trade company that can help you get out from under Sally's sucky subjugation. You can pick any of 3 traders, one on each planet. I went with the one on Earth because I'm lazy. On Argent asked me to deliver a package to some dude on Mars, so in the meantime, I poison Earth's water supply to create a major water source and profit off the purified water. 'Cause capitalism. You deliver the package that I am sure is a bomb, which apparently is nothing more than insidious than a box of muffins to a muffin addict. And then On Argent tells you to bribe someone working for someone else into working for him. After much time spent doing other missions and trading to raise the cash, you bribe the guy, then Argent tells you to commit murder. Now, this fat bastard has had you stumble a recovering addict, bribe someone into leaving their current employer, and now he wants you to assassinate someone. YOLO! You drop the guy giving him grief, and then he says he doesn't have any more work for you and to check back later. Really? So, you come back after a trading trip, and now Lard Bucket wants you to go smooth things over with the employer of the D-bag you just dropped. Now he wants you to deliver a parcel to this guy, so you do it, and confections again. Sweet confectionery treats manage to smooth over murder. Now, using muffins on a muffin addict, that's comical, but it makes sense, kind of. Distracting someone with muffins is completely plausible. I'm sure I've been able to do it in the past before. But smoothing over murder with snack cakes? That's just plain fucking retarded. Burying your disbelief deep down into your subconscious, you make your way back to On Argent, and finally he agrees to help you. For 20 million monies. Now, of course, this sack of heartlessness and greed justifies this by claiming that a bomb removal and a new navigational system combined with protection from assassins is expensive, so the price he's asking is completely fair. And also that this will give you the opportunity to storm her stronghold. That's right, you still have to go kill that bitch yourself. Don't get me wrong. Getting to end this oppressive slave-driving extortionist life is satisfying on one level, but $20 million just for the chance to do it? I'm apparently the most expensive hitman in the universe, and I'm paying for my own services. Why am I trading again? Anyway, you hustle up 20 mil, pump Sally full of copper-coated candy, and emerge from your ordeal victorious in... Wait, what? They blew up your ship? What the hell are you even paying these assholes for? Oh, it's okay though. They give you a replacement ship with none of the additional cargo space that you've paid for with your hard-earned blood money. I am dead serious. You started this game with enough cargo space for 75 units of goods, and that's how much you're back down to. I had 200 previously, folks. Chapter 4 is essentially filler. They put you on a convoy to Jupiter to pick up your new ride, the convoy ship breaks down, and as usual, no one is able to wipe their own ass unless you're handing them the toilet paper. This whole short segment of the game is basically go talk to a bunch of people, fight some pirates, then fight the pirate captain, woo-woo, and Chapter 4. The final chapter is basically earn 40 million cash monies and set up a manager in each locale, all the while dealing with corruption and crime. I didn't finish this chapter yet, but I played through enough to know that it's a pain because only one out of the 3 locations available to you starting out can actually do any trading due to problems with pirates, the government, or other some such nonsense that people aren't able to solve on their own, and so you have to do it for them before you can actually do any commerce. Overall, Space Trader is actually a really fun, fairly mindless sci-fi game of buying and selling goods. The developers did a lot of things right, but in their haste to break up the monotony of trading, they ironically created more. For $5 on Steam, it's not terrible, but I'd wait for a sale. As long as you're in for the very approachable and relaxing trading aspect, and don't expect a lot of polish from the game in general, it's fun to burn an hour or two with it on a weekend. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my review of Space Trader Merchant Marine. It took a lot of time and energy to do it, but I'm really happy that I finally got it done, and I hope to do another one in the future. As of right now, December 28th, Space Trader Merchant Marine is actually on sale for less than $1. Now's a great time to pick this game up if you think you could have any fun with it, and it's going to be on sale until January 4th. So thank you again so much for watching. Please, 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 if you like what you saw, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Any of that stuff is really positive feedback, and I really enjoy it. It really helps me out a lot. Alright, thanks guys. See you later.